Do subscribe Learn Nepal for more videos. Dear friend, Namaste. Today I come with a video related to Unit 4 of Grade 12 Attitude and Reaction. And especially in this video, we are going to know how to express our attitude beginning with if there is one thing. In your examination, you may be asked a questions like this. Change the following sentences beginning with if there is one thing. People who smoke in restaurant annoy me. People who are cruel to animals upset me. People who break promises make me angry. I hate people who smoke in restaurant. I detest people who interrupt when I'm speaking. I love people who ring me up early in the morning. Dear friend, while changing the given questions beginning with if there is one thing, we have to be familiar with the concept of subject relative clause and object relative clause, because we are going to use one structure for subject relative clause beginning with if there is one thing and another for object relative clause. So let's know subject relative clause and object relative clause. See the questions given here. People who smoke in public places make me angry. So relative clause means here WH clause. So see here in this sentence, people is subject and who smoke in public places is relative clause. So this relative clause, who clause, it comes to define the subject. Therefore it is known as subject relative clause. Similarly, object relative clause, let's see. I hate people who smoke in public places. Here subject is I and object is people, and here relative clause WH relative clause, and here this WH relative clause, it comes to talk about object. Here in object we have people, therefore it is known as object relative clause. So now let's see the structures for expressing our attitude beginning with if there is one thing. So dear friend, you have already known subject relative clause and object relative clause. If the given questions is subject relative clause, our structure would be if there is one thing that plus V5. Here we use attitude verb and it should be in its V5 form, and then me and its people. Remember here its people, you are adding its. For example, let's see, if there is one thing that plus V5, annoys me, attitude verb, it should be in its V5 form. Annoys me, irritates me, upsets me, or makes me angry, and so on. And then its people who. Its people who. So let's see an example. People who smoke in public places make me angry. You know this is subject relative clause. Here is people subject and then the clause comes. So it is known as subject relative clause. So let's change it using or beginning with if there is one thing. If there is one thing that plus V5. Let's see the given attitude verb make me angry. So makes me angry, V5, makes me angry. Its, you are adding its people and complete the given clause. Its people who smoke in public places. Similarly, if the given question is object relative clause, our structure would be if there is one thing that is optional, and then we use first the subject, the given subject, generally I, and then we use the given attitude verb V1 and then its people who. Let's see once. If there is one thing that is optional and then you use subject and the given attitude verb, it should be in V1 because generally in subject there comes I, therefore we use the same given verb in its V1 form and then its people who. For example, let's see, if there is one thing that I hate, I detest, I loathe, I can't stand, and then it's people who. Let's see an example. I hate people who smoke in public places. So here I is subject, people is object, and here is relative clause. And this relative clause, it comes to talk about object of this very sentence, people. Therefore we are going to use this very structure. If there is one thing, I plus V1. So I hate people who smoke in public places. Let's begin. If there is one thing, that is optional. If there is one thing I hate, if there is one thing that I hate, now add its people, put the clause, given clause, who smoke in public places. In this way we are using two different structures for subject relative clause and object relative clause. For subject relative clause we are using if there is one thing, that is compulsory here. If there is one thing, that plus V5, attitude verb, it should be in V5 or singular form, and me, and then its people, and the given clause. Like if there is one thing that annoys me, it's people. If there is one thing that irritates me, it's people. If there is one thing that upsets me, it's people. If there is one thing that makes me angry, it's people. Similarly, for object relative clause, if there is one thing, that is optional, and then I, and then the given verb, attitude verb, like hate, detest, loathe, and can't stand. So if there is one thing, I plus V1, and then it's people plus given WH clause. Like if there is one thing, I hate, I detest, I loathe, I can't stand, it's people who. Now let's do some of the questions that are given in your book. Change the following questions beginning with if there is one thing. Okay, let's do it. People who smoke in restaurant annoy me. This is subject relative clause. So if there is one thing, that the given attitude verb, annoy me. So use V5. That annoys me. It's, most of the student they use here is only, but please use it's people who smoke in restaurant, same WH clause. Similarly, people who are cruel to animals upset me. If there is one thing that upsets me, it's people who are cruel to animals. People who break promises make me angry. If there is one thing that makes me angry, it's people who break promises. I hate people who smoke in restaurants. If there is one thing, this is object relative clause, therefore I hate. You can use the same given subject and verb. If there is one thing, I hate, it's, now people, it's people, the given relative clause, who smoke in restaurants. Similarly, I detest people who interrupt when I'm speaking. Again, object relative clause. If there is one thing I detest, it's people, and the relative clause, who interrupt when I'm speaking. I loathe people who ring me up early in the morning. Again, object relative clause. If there is one thing I loathe, it's people who ring me up early in the morning. I can't stand people who spit in the street. If there is one thing I can't stand, it's people who spit in the street. People who sing in the bath get in my nerve. If there is one thing that gets in my nerve, it's people who sing in the bath. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have not subscribed this channel yet, please do subscribe.